Hey, this is Scott Smith. I am a Reiki practitioner here in Los Angeles. I've been practicing Reiki since 1994, so it's been a minute. I've been a Reiki master since 2002, that's correct, 2002. I have a variety of students. I've trained masters and a lot of experience under my belt, so I'm speaking from that as I talk to you about Reiki today. I'm also an author. I wrote my own manual. This is called Reiki Spirit. This would go well with any learning material that you already have that is from the tradition of Reiki. My book is really about refining your methods or refining your practices. So inside it, I have little bits on the history, but lots about building an altar, connecting with the current of Reiki and the spirits within that current, such as the Reiki founders or Gassho meditations. And the importance of Reiki meditation and how that can be brought together. Journaling prompts, bedside manners, all of those things are part of this book, including a back section that's like, how do you incorporate herbs and burning smoke and all those sorts of things, as well as tips in working with others who may have sensitivities to them. I was very excited to write this book. My Reiki masters, Claudia McGregor and Cheryl Coleman, who lived in Castro Valley and worked in San Francisco, founders of the International Reiki Healers Association, which is now gone. They were my original inspiration. They were women of great integrity. They gave me their Reiki manual, which I no longer have, which was a cute little purple book. And so when I wrote this book, I designed it with that cover in mind because I wanted to honor their memory and their teaching, a lot of which has been integrated into this material. Excuse me. So today, I wanted to talk about Reiki. What is it? Why choose it? And what it means from my perspective. So Reiki is these are questions I get asked all the time. I just had a client yesterday come to try Reiki and really didn't know a lot about it. Which you would think that it's been around since, a long time, at least in Western culture, that people would know, but they don't. So I want to make informative videos. I was asked, what is Reiki? So I'm used to answering this one. Reiki is ki. It is life force energy. This is the stuff that monks and martial artists use to reach states of to develop in states of meditation, or use to harden their bodies and break bricks, like break sticks, like whatever we do in martial arts. I'm being facetious, but just to sort of show the point that Reiki is about our body energy. It is about that layer I like to call the etheric layer of energy around us, this often felt layer of energy that is in our bodies. Reiki is ki, but it's not that layer of energy. It does interact with that layer of energy. So what layer of energy is Reiki? It's the high heavenly energy. It's the spiritual energy. It's the akasha. It's this high energy that is an organizing force that works with the energy that's closest to the body, or the energies within your auric field, if you follow that philosophy, to put them back into their right patterns. So where you have excesses and deficiencies in your energy systems that are causing imbalances for you, Reiki acts as a flow to restore balance to those places. A practitioner, and I think that this is important, a good practitioner is not involved in putting things in and taking things out, involved in these other practices of things. A good practitioner is involved in holding space for you with the energy and allowing the energy to do the work. The practitioner is not actively adding their energy to it or dictating the way that it flows. I think that these are things that aren't Reiki, but sometimes are compatible that practitioners add. Reiki itself is intelligent, it guides us, it is smart energy that knows the balance that can be achieved in the body. And when we bring this into the energetic field, we bring it into your body, into your aura, we may have like spiritual experiences, but it's really about the physical body and the energy systems of the body that you might be more familiar with if you were practicing like Qigong or Tai Chi, or, seeing an acupuncture person, or any of these things, these practices or modalities that deal with energy. That type of energy is really where we're aiming when we're doing Reiki. Arguably, even in my own practice, Reiki can take us into altered states of consciousness because other things happen. When we open up and we are assisted in a Reiki scenario where like we're getting energy work in a relaxing environment, naturally our mind opens and we can have visionary, dreamlike, or even spiritual experiences. And I think that Reiki promotes that through its assisted meditation and relaxation processes. As we flood a system with energy, this very loving force, this very organizing force for us, we can find relaxation that we've been missing. And so naturally we can open up to these other states of mind. But in itself, I don't think that Reiki necessarily causes spiritual things in maybe the idea that we're going to talk to angels or our ancestors or any of those things. I think all of those experiences are entirely up to the individual and their particular religious or belief systems, because Reiki is, at inception, not dogmatic, it's not religious. It's really about working with the energy. Some people will say that energy doesn't have, that it's just blank. And I think that generally speaking, that's true, but in the Reiki tradition, in the current tradition, it does have purpose. It's a healing current of energy, and it is intelligent. And I think that there is, in that spiritual life force of energy that's coming towards us, there is a higher intelligence, greater intelligence, broader intelligence that contains the patterns of health within it. So it's not neutral. Reiki isn't neutral in so much as that it's promoting healing or promoting balance in those sorts of ways. A good practitioner is going to hold the space for that. So it's more about listening and holding and just being clear and allowing the energy to work. And just, that practitioner is going to follow the way that the energy moves. There are practices, and I actually practice them, that are different than Reiki, that allow us to do things differently that are actually beneficial. But I always clearly define those as not Reiki when someone is seeing me, such as the use of crystals and stones, or plant medicines when I use like flower essences or smudges. Even sometimes I do like waters as baths, where I'll use brushes with like rosemary or pine or something on someone's body to help clear them. None of those are Reiki practices. They are healing practices, but they're not Reiki itself. They're not within the tradition of Reiki itself. They are complementary. Right? That they go together when we do them together. They can be used in such a way that they complement each other, the clearing practices, the plant medicines, etc. But they themselves are not Reiki. Expectations when it comes to Reiki practices, I usually tell people when you see me, the number one thing that you're going to get out of it is assisted meditation and relaxation. I know I said that earlier, but I want to clarify it. You're gonna feel like with the combination of music, the dim lights, the supportive atmosphere, that you can relax and let go. And this is huge in self-care and just allowing ourselves to hit the reset button. But if that's all that you get out of a Reiki session and you don't feel the energy and you don't feel anything else, look at how much benefit comes from relaxation or meditation and what you can get out of being in one of those spaces. If you acclimate to the process, you may become more open to what the energy actually feels like, which if you've gone and you've had acupuncture, you could feel all those little portals open up when you do the needles. Reiki can be similar, different, but similar, where you start to feel a lot of activation in the subtle body. That is the sensed or felt experience internally or externally and around us that we can't quite physically identify or anchor to something, but we know is there. Reiki can really bring us into an awareness of that space or bring us into a whole body awareness. And in that is also beneficial because it allows us to be more physically present in our whole body rather than up in our head or, out in our problems. So when I introduce Reiki, I always say, it is a spiritually guiding energy in that it is a healing force of pure, unlimited life energy or ki. It is organizing the lower levels of ki that are associated with like your breath, your blood, your bone, your body, your mental, your mind, your emotions, but basically to restore balance to those areas. And the practitioner is really holding the space for you to have that experience. If you have spiritual experiences, if you have dreamlike experience, heck, if you pass out and you're snoring through the whole thing, good for you. That's part of the Reiki process. But ultimately, it's not about taking things, putting them in you or pulling them out of you. Like these can kind of be shamanic practices, like removing harmful energies. Reiki really is about restoring balance and moving where there's an excess of deficiency, opening a block or helping to modulate an energy that's moving too quickly or too much. That may take something in or out of the energetic field or transform it into something else. But in and of itself, it's not about the practitioner doing anything to you. It's about the practitioner holding the energy with you and you having, hopefully delightfully relaxing experience. Maybe if you set an intention before you got on the table, having, revelation or insight or awareness around that can better serve you on your way, on your path, in your body about what you need most. I hope that's helpful. My name is Scott Smith. You can find me at starandstone.llc.com. I have lots of other videos on other topics because I'm a practitioner with many tools. Again, I am the author of Reiki Spirit, and I hope you enjoyed this informative video on Reiki. As they say in my magical tradition, blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Just for today, and Reiki, do not worry. Just for today, do not anger. Do your work honestly, honor your elders and teachers, and honey, show gratitude for all things. Find the things that you're thankful for and focus on those. I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye-bye.